So I got this Shadowbox frame. It was $12.99 at TJ Maxx. And I'm going to take a bunch of our wedding photos of all different sizes and kind of arrange them in there. Use some of the little pearl pins that they came with, and I'm actually giving this to my mom as a gift. So I did have some photos printed at Walgreens, and it's kind of frustrating. So this one was all bent, and I said whatever, give it to me anyway. And so then they gave me another one, and this replacement is still kind of bent. So I ended up cutting some of the pictures out, and I'm going to use these for the collage. And I had gotten some like this, but that's actually better. And then these I had gotten as well. So these came together with 4 as like a wallet size. So I'm going to combine all these and maybe a little bit of ribbon or like some flowers and stuff, and see what I come up with. So I'm going to take these out, save the pins, and I did actually find copies of our invitation, just some leftover ones. And you'll see just kind of trimming down some of the photos and picking out which ones I want to use. And I was hoping to use some of these embellishments, the flowers and maybe our names in there. But by the end, that whole frame actually ended up feeling so much smaller because there were so many photos I wanted to use. So I still saved those flowers. Maybe I'll use them in another project. And the same with these glittery circles. They just didn't really go with it. And so maybe I'll find another time to use them. So I'm just arranging everything, see how it fits. I definitely hoped that I could have fit more of the 4x4s in there, but they just filled it up too much, too quickly. So I ended up using a lot of the really tiny ones. And the tiny pictures were kind of a freebie that they put in my cart after I ordered so many prints. And it was an 8x10, basically a collage. They called it a collage that they made out of all the pictures that I had ordered, or most of them. And they just randomly filled them in there. So that was, kind of good and turned out working out really well for this. So it's just a matter of arranging your photos and making sure it's not too busy and has a nice flow from one to the other. So with any piece of artwork, you always want to step back and look at it from further away. And with this one, I see there's kind of openness in that upper corner, so I kind of want to shift things down. So there was a lot of empty white space in the top, so I'm going to move things a little bit closer together, rearrange them, and hopefully open up a little more space. And the bottom was a little more crowded than the top on the other one. And I might have to switch out some of the bigger pictures for smaller ones. And now that I'm happy with where everything is, I'm taking some of those pins that came with the box and pinning down corners. In some areas where it's a little bit thicker, I'm going to tape some of them together. And basically, I want things to still lay flat, even though it's a shadow box. I don't want to have an uneven area. So I'm using the tape and the pins, and you want to try and use your pins to overlap a couple photos and jab it through a couple layers. That way you can reduce how many pins you have to use. The one thing I kept from the invitation was the date and location of our wedding. I think that's a nice little touch. And that's about it. I put some little pearls in there, which I think really give it a little bit of texture. And that's it. I think it turned out great. I think it's not too crowded, and you get a little bit of each part of the day. So I love it. I love the close-up of the flowers and the ring that adds a little bit of color to it. And yeah, I'm very happy with the way it turned out, and I think my mom will love it.